Have you ever been told to just think your way out of anxiety, to just, rationalize it all away? And sure, that can help. But what if I told you that's only half the story? Because anxiety, it isn't just in your head, it's a full body experience. And to really get a handle on it, we need to learn to speak its language. And that language is all about physical sensation. So before we dive in, just take a quick second. Seriously, pause and check in with yourself. When that wave of anxiety hits, where do you feel it? Is it like a flutter in your stomach? A tightness in your throat? A weird knot in your shoulders? Try to get specific. How does anxiety actually show up in your body? If you were thinking of things like a racing heart, or that awful tightness in your chest, maybe even realizing you're clenching your jaw, you are definitely not alone. These aren't just some vague feelings. They are real physical responses. And what's so important to get is that these symptoms are shared by millions. What you're feeling is real, and it's valid.
And that leads us right into our first big idea, and it's a game changer. Anxiety is a body experience. It's not some abstract problem just floating around in our thoughts. Nope, it's a very real, very physical event happening inside of us. Let's just take a look at how common this really is.
Now check this out. We're talking about nearly a third of all adults in the US. That is a huge number. So if this is something you're dealing with, I really want you to know that you are in very, very good company. This is a fundamental part of being human. So what is actually happening in your body when this happens? Well, in simple terms, your sympathetic nervous system, think of it as your body's internal alarm system, gets triggered. It's that ancient fight or flight response. The thing is, it doesn't know the difference between a looming deadline at work and, say, an actual tiger in the room. So it floods your body with hormones, and that's what causes the racing heart and tense muscles. It's getting you ready for a threat. Okay, so if our body is physically reacting like it's seen a tiger, that kind of begs a question, right? Why do we so often try to solve this very physical problem with our thoughts alone? Well, this is where we run into the limits of what's called a top-down approach. And wow, this famous quote from trauma expert Dr. Bessel van der Kolk just hits the nail on the head. Stress, trauma, anxiety, they all leave a physical imprint on our nervous system. They get stored in our bodies. You can't just talk a tense muscle into relaxing, right? You can't reason with a racing heart. The body itself needs to be part of the solution. And this chart breaks it down perfectly. You've got the top-down approach, which starts with the mind, trying to use thoughts to calm the body down. But then you have the bottom-up, or somatic approach, and that's what we're talking about today. It does the complete opposite. It starts by working directly with your physical sensations to soothe the nervous system, which then sends a signal of calm back up to the mind. So how do we even start that bottom-up conversation? How do we talk to our body in its own language? Well, that's exactly where somatics come in. Think of it as a new way to communicate directly with your nervous system, from the body up. So what exactly are somatic exercises? It's really simple. As you can see here, they're just body-based techniques. We're talking about really gentle movements, specific ways of breathing, and just paying attention in a focused way. All of it is designed to directly address that physical tension and help regulate that overactive nervous system we were just talking about. And here's why this is so powerful. Listen to how somatic psychotherapist Dr. Linda Tai puts it. By going straight to the source, the body, we're tapping into a completely different pathway to feel calm and safe. It's a pathway that, honestly, our thoughts sometimes just can't get to, especially when we're really stressed out. All right, enough of the theory. Let's make this super practical. Here are 3 incredibly simple but really powerful somatic exercises you can try right now, wherever you happen to be. First up is grounding. Oh, this one is fantastic for those moments when anxiety makes you feel kind of disconnected or spacey, almost like you're floating away. It's all about anchoring you right back here, into the present moment. And it honestly couldn't be easier. Whether you're sitting in a chair or just standing, put your feet flat on the floor. Now press them down. Really pay attention to that sensation of solid ground underneath you. Feel how it's supporting you. Then, for about a minute or so, just gently rock your weight forward and back, keeping that connection. That is it. Simple, right? Next up, let's use the breath. This technique from Dr. Andrew Weil is called the 4-7-8 breath. And honestly, it's like a natural tranquilizer for your nervous system. It's amazing. So here's how you do it. First, you're going to inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Then hold that breath for a count of 7. Finally, exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound for a full count of 8. And here's the secret. That longer exhale is the magic key. It's what sends the signal to your body to chill out and relax.
And our final exercise is maybe the most comforting of them all, the self-hug. This simple action gives you this incredible sense of safety and containment, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed.
All you do is cross your arms over your chest and rest your hands on your opposite shoulders or your upper arms. Now, apply a gentle but firm pressure. It's not a tight squeeze, just a nice, comforting weight. As you hold yourself, just breathe slowly and really focus on that sensation of warmth and security. You're literally sending a safety signal directly to your nervous system.
Okay, so now you have 3 really concrete tools in your toolkit. But how do we go from just reacting to anxiety when it happens to proactively building our body's resilience against it?
Now, this is probably the most important part of this whole thing. The goal isn't to wait until you're in a full-blown panic to remember these exercises. By practicing them for just a minute or two each day, even when you're feeling totally calm, you're actually building new pathways in your brain. You're literally training your nervous system to come back to a calm state more easily and more quickly over time. I just love this reframe from Dr. Linda Tai. With consistent practice, anxiety shifts. It goes from being this big, scary thing that just happens to you to something you can actually work with. And that is a profound shift, from feeling powerless to feeling empowered. You learn to read your body's signals and respond with real skill.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? If you remember one thing, let it be this simple mantra right here. Start small, practice often. Don't feel like you have to become some kind of somatic expert overnight. Just pick one of these exercises. Try it for 1 minute today. I promise you, consistency beats intensity every single time.
And that brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? I want to leave you with this one final thought. Right now, in this exact moment, just take one slow breath. And listen. What is your body telling you?